Alright guys, so this guy is in your Classcraft accounts, and you can kind of see he's your typical gamer. He's been sitting playing World of Warcraft a little too long, eating too many Doritos and drinking too much soda. So we're going to help him out as far as this picture goes. So in order to do this, we're basically going to liquify and tuck in his belly. We're going to use something called pucker to make his arms look a little bit bigger and his calf muscles look a little bit bigger. And I guess the goal here is to make him look as big as you can without making it look totally fake. And it's easy to do. Alright, so here we go. We're going to start by duplicating the layer. Right click. I'm going to use the lasso tool. I'm going to do a quick content aware fill and just separate them. Fill. Content aware. Okay, so now I have, or I will here in a second, I will have one layer that is separate with just this dude. So it's not, so he's not on top of the background anymore. Eventually. Maybe. Okay, so yeah. 405 still. Got that Lady Gaga concert coming up tonight. Thank you. Alright, finally. Drop this layer below that layer. Go ahead and select layer 0, which is our dude here. And we're going to go up and go to filter, and we're going to go to liquify. Alright, and we looked at liquify in the last lesson, but we're going to look at it a little closer in this lesson. So for the most part, we're going to use this forward warp tool, but in this lesson we're also going to use the bloat tool and the pucker tool to make them a little bit bigger. You can always go to the hand tool by holding down shift on your keyboard, and for right now I'm going to say let's go ahead and zoom in on his midsection, because that's where he looks like he needs the most immediate help. So go ahead and grab the forward warp tool, and we talked a little bit about pressure and brush size in the last lesson, and this is kind of, what you don't want to do in this lesson. You don't want to have like too small of a brush, and have your brush pressure set too small, because you can just like pull little pieces out from your person, alright? Increase the pressure and you'll pull more pieces out. You can always say restore all down here and go back to the beginning. You want to have a nice big brush size, because a nice big brush will actually tell you, not that big, will actually pull more of the pixels. It'll have more traction, I guess you could call it. So you want your brush to be about the size of the object you're about to mess with. So we're messing with his stomach, so I'm going to make it about this big. And we're just going to kind of bring in the stomach a little bit. I know, it's like magic. There. And watch out, don't make them too lumpy. If you make them lumpy, you got to get your brush a little smaller and go on that area. Like that. You want a nice flat tummy? Doesn't everybody? There. There you go. Alright, and just pull in his stomach a little bit. Don't make him too skinny. And then I'm going to go ahead and, because now that we messed with that, I got to mess with his pants right here, because it looks a little weird. There. Much better. Okay. And it takes a nice smooth hand. Alright. And again, hold down the space bar, and you can toggle and look at your guy. That looks much better. Now check this out. We're going to go ahead and grab something called the pucker tool, alright, or the bloat tool. We're going to start with the bloat tool. And with the bloat tool, I'm going to have my brush kind of big, like that. And as you click on his arms with the bloat tool, see what we're doing? And click right here. Make sure you click on his wrist so it doesn't look freakish. And just kind of go down his forearms like that. Oh, careful. Now, as always, we're going to have to come back to this forward warp tool and just kind of make corrections. Again, the goal is to make him look natural without making him look too big to where he looks freakish. There we go. And again, hold down the shift bar and you can kind of look and see how we've done so far. So far, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, now this part's hard. This part's very, very difficult. Alright, we're going to make our brush a little bit bigger and we're going to try to make his chest a little more puffy. But if we do that right now, we risk pulling the pixels of the face and pulling the arms, right? So we're going to use this thing called Freeze Mask tool, alright? And it's a brush that basically lets me freeze certain parts, ooh, not that big, of the picture so they don't move. So I'm just going to paint over everything except for the chest. Paint over the head. Make sure you get like the chin area. Okay. Just like that. Now, grab the forward warp tool and just pull the chest out a little bit. Not too much. Alright, and if you think you've got it alright, I'm actually going to shrink my brush down and pull this chest over a little bit. Like that. So, okay. Boom. He looks much better. I might have made the arm a little bit too big. It looks a little freakish. And if that's the case, you can always go back in and with your Liquify tool, you can always get back and shrink it back down. So go Filter, Liquify again, and this time I'm gonna instead of my Bloat tool, I'm gonna select Pucker, and let's bring back in the arms a little bit. There, just a little bit, much better. Alright. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot. Go back into Liquify and let's get his calf muscles. Forgot all about that. Before we leave, hold down Shift. Alright. This time I'm going to use Bloat tool. There, something like that. I don't know about this one back there. Alright. Be careful with that. There. Alright. Not bad. Anyway. He looks like he's at least visited the gym now. So there you go. There's a little bit more about the Liquify tool. And, you know, it's kind of scary that you can do stuff like that in Photoshop. But again, we're not making life-altering decisions here in Photoshop. We're just kind of helping people look their best, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.